Hi, Majd.
Good evening, Mr. Ahmad. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good. Thank you so much. And
Thank
you?
you. I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, that's nice. How's the weather nowadays on your side?
Oh my goodness. It's hot and rainy.
Hot and rainy both?
Yeah.
How come?
Heavy rain.
Really?
Today, yeah,
I-
it's like tornado today. It's a lot of raining.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. That's not how it
Yeah.
works here in Egypt. You know,
Yeah.
like it never happens that the weather is hot and rainy at the same time. Maybe sometimes when the weather is very hot, we feel like, it's kind of there is kind of pressure in the air, and
Yeah.
once it rains, the weather gets better and you can feel the
Yeah.
cool air after that. So
So usually here in Maryland, it always rain in summer.
it always rains in summer. Yeah, just in Maryland or all over US?
Maybe I don't know, man. Maybe east size,
The east side.
like east size, like side like DC area, New York area, Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure about other state.
Cities or states. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. But like, how do you like it? Since
Mm, yes, I don't like it so much,
yeah,
I like rain in Syria, because I'm farmer. So when it get rainy, I'm so happy. I will be so happy.
of
Yeah.
course, yeah. Okay, that's nice. So today we're gonna be talking about something like new, which is
Mhm.
problems at work.
Mhm.
So when it comes to problems at work, like it depends on, or the kind of problems you might have depend on your job.
Mhm.
So the problems that a worker in a company has or experiences is different, or are different than the problems that a maybe a bus driver has,
Mhm.
or a lawyer has, or
Yeah.
maybe an engineer. So it
Yeah.
depends on the job.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with a quick exercise, a
Mhm.
warm up exercise. As you can see here, yeah, I don't think that you can see the screen. Just a second. Yeah, here. Okay, so as you can see here, we have four people with
Mhm.
four different jobs. We have an office worker, that means an employee who works in an
Mhm.
office. And also we have a factory worker, someone who works
Mhm.
in a factory. Yeah. Sales assistant or a shop assistant. And the fourth one is a call center worker.
Mhm.
So let's look here on the left side. You can find some problems.
Mhm.
So we're going to start with the problem and see, like, this problem can be faced by which one of these four people.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, for the first one, what is it?
Always being busy.
Yeah.
Uh, Factory worker,
How can a factory worker be busy?
because he work with machines, so he always busy. Maybe.
Yes, maybe he's always busy because he always works with machines. And for you, like speaking of the factory worker, what other problems he might face according to this job? Take a look here and tell me what other kinds of problems he might face.
Change the order to order.
Changes to
Yes.
orders?
No.
Uh,
Missing the machinery not working. Maybe.
yes, machinery not working. Yes, of course. So that's the kind of problem he might have. Like
Yeah.
maybe he wants to work on a machine, but he can't because the machine is not working. Yeah. Okay. And how about the other one, the office worker? What kinds of problems he might have?
Missing document sometime.
Missing documents, yes.
Yes. Difficult, no. Always being busy, maybe.
Yes, also. Okay. How about the third one, the shop assistant or the sales assistant?
Difficult customers.
Yes, of course. We always like get exposed to this kind of customers. Yeah. Okay. What else?
Let me see. Rude people.
Yeah, of course. That's right. How about the fourth one, the call center worker?
Computer crasher.
Computer crashes.
Crashes.
Yes. Are you? Do you have any experience with computers, Majid? I never asked you this.
No. Regular,
Technology. Yeah.
Or in technology.
Yes. You need to learn about technology.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to use some kind of applications and use computers and computer apps. This is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, you need to be aware of using AI because you're going to need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to listen to three people. No, not three people, four people talking about their jobs and the kinds of problems they have in their jobs. Let's start with the first person and see what kinds of problems he has.
Unit 3. Problem 30. Person 1.
Well, I think the biggest problem is when we have late deliveries. Then there isn't enough stock to sell to customers. We also sometimes get difficult customers who want you to spend a lot of time with them or who want their money back for no reason. Stock to...
Do you need to listen one more time?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Person 1.
Well, I think the biggest problem is when we have late deliveries. Then there isn't enough stock to sell to customers. We also sometimes get difficult customers who want you to spend a lot of time with them or who want their money back for no reason.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So what's the biggest problem for her, for this person?
Late delivery
Yes.
and difficult customer.
Yes.
Maybe.
Late deliveries. So the biggest problem is late deliveries. Yes. And also, what else?
Difficult customers.
Yeah,
Or
difficult
late customer, yeah.
difficult customers. Yeah, and how difficult customers is a problem for her?
Sometimes the customer need money back with no reason.
Yeah, they need, who might need, so difficult customers who might need their money back. Yes, for no reason. What other kinds of customers?
Rude customer, maybe.
Maybe rude customers or maybe unsatisfied customers. You need to, yeah, you need to spend a lot of time with them, talking to them, trying to solve their problems, or maybe to convince them with the product you're providing. Yeah, exactly. Okay. How about the next one. Let's listen to person number 2. So before we jump to person number 2, so what do you think the job of this worker or this person?
Is sales?
Maybe sales assistant, maybe. Okay, but she said late deliveries. So for the salesman, yes, maybe when you sell something, yeah, it works. Okay, let's continue and listen to the second person.
Track 31.
I have big problems with the computer system. It seems to crash once or twice a week. When this happens, it means I can't work. The other big problem is we have a lot of documents, which are sometimes difficult to find. It's a big office, and a lot of documents go missing when people don't return them.
Listen again.
Okay. Yes, please.
Okay. No.
I have big problems with the computer system. It seems to crash once or twice a week. When this happens, it means I can't work. The other big problem is we have a lot of documents, which are sometimes difficult to find. It's a big office, and a lot of documents go missing when people don't return them.
Okay. So what are like the big problems he has or this person has?
He makes document in computer.
Yes, miss documents on computer?
No, in office, document in office.
Yes, sometimes.
Problem in computer system.
Yes. What happens to the computer system?
Confused, maybe.
Yeah, it crashes.
Crashes, yeah.
You know, when the computer system crashes. Yes. And how often does it crash?
Twice a week.
Yes, it crashes once
Once a week.
or twice a week. Yeah, like once or twice. Yes. Okay. And what happens when the system crashes?
He lost the document, maybe.
Okay, listen to this part and tell me.
Okay.
To crash once or twice a week. When this happens, it means I can't work. The
Can't work.
What's the word again?
Can't work.
No, it's not come work. It's can't. You know this can't.
Can't
I
work.
can't. In British English they said I can't. I can't work.
I cannot work. Okay.
Yes, I can't. In American English they say I can't. I can't work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So when the system crashes,
I can't work.
yes, I can't work. Perfect. Okay. So also,
other big problem is we have a lot of documents, which are sometimes difficult to find.
We have lost document. It's difficult to find.
yeah, we have lots of
Document.
documents. Okay, and here, if you want to talk about documents, this is a plural word. And if you want to talk about these things, again, you link another word, another sentence, you say, which are. So now when you say which are, you're referring to the documents. So we have lots of documents which are difficult
To find.
Perfect. Why? Why are they difficult to find?
Because we have a lot of documents.
Yes, because there are a lot of documents in the office.
It's a big office, and a lot of documents go missing when people don't return them.
Okay, it's a big office.
Yeah, because it's a big office
And some document
and lots or some documents. What happens to them?
missed,
Yeah, go missing.
go missing.
Yeah. When what happens?
When someone again,
Missing when people don't return them.
when people don't return them.
When people don't return them. Do you deal with do you deal with paperwork a lot in your job?
No.
Like just
We have just one paper. You know,
a report.
report that the address of intersection where we should go, and yes, just one document.
Yeah, so
One paper.
it's not common that this paper or this document get missing or something?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Okay. That's nice. Let's now listen to the third person.
Track 32.
Well, we're always very busy. It's never quiet. I guess the worst problem, apart from that, is people who are rude to you on the phone. People think they can say anything because they can't see you. Sometimes it's difficult to be polite to all the customers.
Okay. So what's her job? What does she do, this person?
Phone. What is that? What can I say of this work is phone like a central or something like
Call center?
call center
A call center worker.
work. Call center work.
Yes, or you can say a call center agent.
Mhm.
Yes. So that's person 3. And what's her biggest problem?
He faced a rude people.
Yeah, she faces rude people. Yes. Is it always busy at work for her?
Yeah.
Yes. And why do you think rude people get rude? What do you think? Why?
Because can I repeat, please?
Okay.
People think they can say anything because they can't see you. Sometimes it's difficult to be polite to all the customers.
People think can say anything because you don't see me or don't see you.
Yes, so they think they can say anything just because they can see you. Yes. Okay, so has it ever happened that you deal with rude customers
Yeah,
somehow?
sure.
And how do you deal with rude customers?
In my work, like Uber, I should be polite, you know, and I should be relaxed and polite because if I'm angry, maybe this customer make a report or rating bad, and that affect my job.
So if I get angry, this customer might give me a bad review.
Bad review.
Yes. Which might affect my job. Can you say it again?
If I get angry, this customer might give me a bad review, which might affect my job.
Which might affect my job.
Might affect my job.
Yes. Very good. Has it ever happened that you dealt with a rude customer and
Yes.
this customer gave you a bad review or a bad report?
Yeah. Sometimes happen, yeah. Sometimes, give me a bad review with no reason.
For no reason.
Yeah.
And what happens? Do they call you in the company and ask you what happened and stuff?
The company sometimes send me warning email. You should some customer bother because you do something or yeah. Only customer review when I what I do think that I really do it like when I texted when I was driving.
Yeah, so customers get angry because of that?
Get angry or send this report to to Uber. Just maybe one time my account was frozen because this problem.
Really?
Frozen for 1 week. Yeah.
1 week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do people in US care that much about safety, about law,
Yeah, sure.
about rules?
Some people, it depends where you go. Maybe some people, he's texting when he's driving, so I should call, review the Uber company. Yeah,
I should report this.
I should.
Yes. So, talking about people in your area, in your neighborhood, or maybe in your city. So, if they see a crime or if they see someone breaking the law or something like this, do they say like it doesn't concern us or they report it?
Report.
They report? So they don't feel afraid when someone does something like this?
I'm not sure, but if can report it, yes, we report it.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's time to listen to the third person, the fourth person, and see what he says about his job and the problems he has.
Track 33.
Well, it can be very noisy at times, but for me, that's not a problem. I think it's normal. The worst problem is when the machinery breaks down and we can't work. We have to stop production and call the engineers. The other big problem is when customers want to change their orders.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it clear for this person the kinds of problems he has?
Factory worker.
Yes, he's a factory worker. Yes. And what are the big problems he has?
When the customer want to change the order, and when the machine don't work or broken, and he should call the engineer to fix it.
Yes, when the machinery breaks down.
Next now,
Yeah, and what happens when the machinery breaks down?
should call engineer.
Yes, they should call the engineers and stop. Stop what?
Stop working.
Yes, so stop and stop production.
Production.
You know the word production? Yeah. So, and the other problem is when people want to change their orders. Yes. Okay. So we have here this exercise, and we need to complete these sentences using the words in this box.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start from the first one.
Our employees enjoy having flexible hours.
Hours. Yes, exactly. Okay. How about number 2?
The new sales assistant got a what I should do? Confusing? No.
Confusing promotion?
No. Fast.
Fast promotion. Yeah. Do you know anyone who got fast promotion?
No.
So it doesn't happen in your company that someone gets fast promotion?
No.
Okay.
Actually, I don't. In my company, I don't see anyone. Just my cousin tell me you should go to this place or go to this place.
Yeah, you deal directly with your cousin, no one else.
Yeah, and always when I go to office, always the office always empty. Nobody in office because everybody work online.
Yes, everyone in the office works online.
Everyone work online.
Yeah, so this office only for meetings or maybe
Meetings,
deliveries.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it. Okay, how about number 3?
We want
We want
a and we will furnished apartment. Furnished, yes.
What does it mean when I say well-furnished apartment?
Maybe put furniture in apartment.
Yeah, you know, when you describe an apartment that it's well-furnished, that means it has luxury furniture and it's fully, prepared with furniture. Yes. So you want a what? And
Clean?
Yes.
Maybe.
We want a clean and well-furnished apartment. Perfect. Okay.
Their old printer is, so they want a new one. Noisy maybe or broken.
Yes, the old printer is broken, not noisy.
Okay. Yeah, broken. Yeah.
Okay. The instructions are not clear. They are very
Confusing.
Yes, exactly. They're confusing. Okay, number 6.
When the machinery in the factory starts, it's very noisy.
Yes, exactly. That's right. Okay. So now we have like an exercise to help us learn the usage of to and enough. How to use to and enough. So we have this one and this one. For example, when I say that we don't have enough employees, or we can say, for example, that the weather is too hot. So if we want to learn how to use, if you want to learn to use the usage of to and enough, so we need to go through these sentences. So as you can see here, can you read this one?
The bed is too hard. It isn't soft enough.
Yes. So for this sentence, as you can see, we say the bed is too hard. Also, we have the option to say the bed is or isn't soft enough. So as you can see here, the word hard is the opposite of the word soft. So I can use the word to with the positive adjective, and also I can use the opposite word or the positive word with the word enough plus the negative form.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So as you can see here in this example too, can you say it?
The seats aren't wide enough. They are too narrow.
Narrow. Yeah. So the wide means wasa, wide, and the opposite is narrow. Narrow. Yes.
Yeah.
So the seats aren't wide enough; they are too narrow.
Okay.
Okay. So let me let me ask you something about your car seats. The seats in your car, are they wide enough or too narrow?
It's middle.
They are middle or they are medium.
Medium size.
Medium, yes. That's good. Okay. And we also have this exercise. So as you can see here, we have some sentences and we need to rewrite these sentences using to and enough. Like the example here. So he said here, the report doesn't give much information, and to use to and enough, so we say it's, which is the report.
It's
Say
too
it.
short.
It's too short.
It isn't long enough.
It isn't long enough. Yes. So how about the second one here?
I cannot carry their suitcases.
Suitcases. Yes, I can't carry these suitcases. To answer this exercise or to answer this sentence, to rewrite it using to, so you need to ask yourself a question. What does it mean when you can't carry something? It means that it's what?
Cannot handling, maybe.
If you can't carry something, what might be the reason for that?
What's the reason?
Yeah, if there is a bag and you can't carry it.
It's what we should do? Heavy.
Yes, exactly. It's too heavy. Perfect. Yeah, so you can say that something is too heavy. That means I can't carry it. Yeah. So, number 3.
I cannot meet you at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's too early.
It's too early. Perfect. Okay, number 4.
I don't want this car. Its top speed is only 1 kilometers.
100 kilometers.
It's too what I should say. It's too lazy, maybe, or not lazy.
What's the opposite of what's the opposite of a car that is fast? What's the opposite of fast?
Fast, what I should do?
Yeah.
I should say fast, late.
No, the opposite of fast is slow.
Slow, yes.
Yes,
Sorry.
so we can say that this car is what?
Too slow.
Is too slow. It means what?
It's not enough speed.
It isn't, no, not enough speed. You use the opposite of slow. What's the opposite of slow?
Slow, fast.
Fast. So we say it isn't
Fast enough.
perfect. That's how you say it. That's how you do it. Very good, Majid. Okay. Let's jump to the next one. Number 5.
Don't take any visitor to these areas late at night. Maybe it's too dangerous.
Perfect. So it's too dangerous or it's too risky.
It's not enough. It's not safe enough.
Perfect. It's too dangerous. That means it's not safe enough. Perfect. Okay, number 6.
The cameras doesn't fit in my pocket. It's too big.
Yes.
It's not small enough.
Amazing. Okay, number 7.
The hotel rooms is $1,000 at night. It's too expensive. It's not cheap enough.
It's not cheap enough. Perfect. Number 8.
I cannot sleep because of the music from the party. It's too noisy. It's not quite enough.
Yes. Amazing. Okay, that's very good, Majid. So we have here an interview with someone called Jeremy Keeley. We're gonna listen to the interview or the first part of the interview of this person, and when you listen, I want you to focus to answer these questions to see which one is true and which one is false about him. Okay? Let's listen.
Unit 3. Problems. Track.
What are typical work problems for you?
As a consultant, I run my own business and I'm often on my own, but my clients have quite complicated problems that they need to resolve. My biggest problem is having enough time to do a good job with the amount of work I've got to do. And then I also face urgent requests for help when I'm already very busy.
Okay.
Again, please.
Yes.
What are typical work problems for you?
As a consultant, I run my own business and I'm often on my own, but my clients have quite complicated problems that they need to resolve. My biggest problem is having enough time to do a good job with the amount of work I've got to do. And then I also face urgent requests for help when I'm already very busy.
Okay, his work is consulting.
Yes, he is a consultant. Yes. Okay. Does he work for a company or he has his own business?
Maybe own business.
Yes, he runs his own business. Yes. So about this consultant who runs his own business. So Jeremy, this person, often works with a large number of people. True or false?
True.
Yes, true. Okay. The second one, his clients have quite complicated problems. True or false?
False.
They don't have complicated problems?
No, we have complicated problems. Yes.
So is it true or false, this one?
True. True. Oh,
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. Jeremy's biggest problem is having enough time to do a good job.
True.
True. Yeah. He also faces urgent requests for help when he is already very busy.
Yes. True.
True. Yeah. Very good. But I wanted to consider the first one again. When someone works with a large number of people, that means he has a big team.
Yes.
Does he have a big team?
No.
So for this one, he often works with a large number of people. Is it true or false?
False.
False, because he doesn't have any team. He says that
He work with a lot of with a large number of customer, not people. Yeah.
exactly. Because when we say here that someone works with a large number of people, that means that we're talking about the team.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a large team, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. About this person, Jeremy, like, do you think what he can do to avoid these problems?
He should bring the employees or
Yes, he should hire,
hire.
yes, some employees
Yep.
to help him. Yes. Very good. Okay. And for you, what are typical work problems that you have at work?
Driving.
Only driving?
Yeah. And,
Yeah. Yeah. The biggest problem for me, now Majid is talking. The biggest problem for me is
driving.
driving. Not just driving for the sake of driving. It's driving
For a long time.
for long hours.
Longer.
Yes. And if you want to explain more, how can you do this?
My problem.
Yes, because you said here it's driving for long hours. If you want to talk more about it, what can you say?
What I should.
For how many hours do you work every day or to drive
For
every day?
example, yesterday I drove more than 7 hours.
Yeah, yesterday, for example, I drove for 7 hours. You need to talk about it that way. So
Yeah.
to express the problem. So the biggest problem for me is driving for long hours. Yesterday, for example, I drove for 7 hours. And my back, for example, hurt, or I had some pain in my back. If you want to
Yeah.
express more, you get it?
Yes.
Yes. Very good. So now we're going to listen to the second part of the interview. And also we have some questions here we need to answer. So the first one is, what sort of problem is Jeremy asked to solve? What was the problem Jeremy had to solve? And which different group did he bring together to solve the problem? So we need to find the answers of those three questions from the second part of the interview. Are you ready?
Yeah. All right.
Unit 3.
Most of the companies I work with are big international companies facing complicated situations. Probably the biggest problem they face is the amount of change they have to go through all the time. And they have to go through that change fast, at speed. Secondly, they find it very difficult to plan their needs and therefore also to plan their resources. In other words, their staff, the equipment, the property, the money they need to satisfy their customers.
Okay, this is the wrong part. This is the wrong interview. Okay? So we're gonna listen to the correct one. Just a second.
Okay.
Unit 3.
My customers usually ask me to help them solve complicated problems where lots of people need to be involved in designing the solution. Recently, there was a computer system that had to be introduced that affected millions of customers and their bills. At the last moment, a problem arose that affected the whole system. I brought the technical team, the business team, the project team, and the suppliers together in one room, and by understanding the whole problem and by understanding each other's individual problems, we came up with a solution that solved the problem altogether.
Okay, so since we listened to two interviews or two parts of the interview, so we need to focus more. I want you to focus more on the answer, on the questions, so you can find them in the interview, okay?
Okay.
So the first one, what sort of problem is Jeremy asked to solve? So what are the problems that the other companies ask him to come to help them solving these problems?
Okay.
What was the problem Jeremy had to solve? What was the problem? And the third one, which different groups did he bring together? What are the teams he brought together to solve this problem?
Okay.
Yeah, listen again now.
My customers usually ask me to help them solve complicated problems where lots of people need to be involved in designing the solution. Recently, there was a computer system that had to be introduced that affected millions of customers and their bills. At the last moment, a problem arose that affected the whole system. I brought the technical team, the business team, the project team, and the suppliers together in one room, and by understanding the whole problem and by understanding each other's individual problems, we came up with a solution that solved the problem altogether.
Okay, so what sort of problem is Jeremy asked to solve?
Computer problem?
Yes, a computer program problem, yes. And what was the problem that he had to solve?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so he talked in this part of the interview about two kinds of problems, or like problems in general, and one specific problem in particular. So the first one here, that's talking about the kinds of problems in general.
Okay.
But the second question is talking about the problem in particular that he had to solve.
Okay.
So about the first one here, what sort of problem is he asked to solve? He answered this question in the first part of the interview here.
Yes.
To help them solve complicated problems where lots of people need to be involved in designing the solution. Recently,
Design solution.
Yes, so what kind of problems? He said here.
usually ask me
Solution.
Yeah, so the problem or the kinds of problems is not designing solutions, is
to help them solve complicated problems.
yeah.
Complicated problem.
To ask them or to help them to solve complicated problems. Yeah. And what particular problem he was talking about today?
There was a computer system that had to be introduced that affected millions of customers.
Okay. Computer system
There was a computer system, yes.
affecting millions of customers.
Yes. There was a computer system that had to be, he said that, it had to be introduced. What does it mean when I say that this system had to be introduced? What does it mean?
Introduced, faked, maybe.
Okay, when I say, for example, that there is a tool that had to be introduced, that means that we can use this tool in our job, in our work.
Okay.
So there was a computer system that had to be introduced. That means they needed to have and use it in their work.
Okay.
And when they did this, what happened?
Recently, there was a computer system that had to be introduced that affected millions of customers.
Affected millions of customers.
Yes. And when they did this, when they used it, it affected
Millions of customers.
millions of customers. Understand now?
Yes.
Okay. So then what happened? What did he do to solve this problem?
And their bills. At the last moment, a problem arose that affected the whole system.
Yes. So by time this problem became bigger.
The whole system.
Yes, and if it affected the whole system. So what happened?
I bought the technical team, the business team, the project team, and the suppliers.
So what different groups did he bring together to solve this problem?
I bought
Can repeat, please?
Yes, I will repeat this part.
I bought the technical team, the business team, the project team, and the suppliers.
Supply, project, technical, and business.
Yes. Business team, technical team, project team, and the supplier. Yes.
Supply.
Okay. And what happened when he brought all these teams together? Could they solve the problem?
Yes.
Okay. That's good. Okay. So I think that's so far so good for now, Majid.
Okay.
And
thank you.
we're gonna stop here for today because we had too much exercise. And yeah, I know. Yeah. So have you enjoyed today's session?
Yeah, thank you. Good.
Yeah. Okay. So for you, as an assignment, I want you, Majid, to think of maybe one big problem that you have faced one day, maybe in your job. What happened? What was this problem? And how did you solve it?
Solved. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Majid. And
Thank
see
you.
you next time, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.